Rolex is without a doubt the most well-known brand in the whole world and makes an array of timeless timepieces. But as we all know, they are very expensive to the everyday person and they have a reputation for not selling many pieces. So in this video, I'll provide you with an affordable alternative that matches with all the most popular Rolex models. If you like Rolex related content, make sure you subscribe to the channel to see more videos after you watch this one. Our first model is of course the legendary Rolex Submariner, which is well renowned for being a classy and great quality dive watch. But for a fraction of the price at $200, you can get a well respected timepiece within the community. I am of course talking about the Orient Ray 2. In my opinion, this is the model that both shares the same elegance as a Submariner, but at the same time has its own uniqueness. It has the same case size as the Rolex with a 41mm measurement and a 13mm thickness, which is also decent for an automatic. Speaking of the devil, you get a sturdy Japanese automatic movement for the price, which has both 40 hours of power reserve and a hacking function. The dial is both sporty and dressy, which relates to my previous point about how the Rolex Sub is an elegant but practical dive watch. The bracelet also has an interesting design, which has a unique engravement technique on the middle link. Overall, for a watch that costs about 1/50th of the Submariner, the Orient Ray 2 is an awesome choice. Our next alternative is for a more unique Rolex model, which is the GMT Master II. I have chosen one with a Pepsi bezel as I believe it's the most quintessential look. I present you with this rather quirky and unknown microbrand piece, which is the Jack Mason Halyard. If you haven't heard of them, I don't blame you, as I had never heard of them before, but I'm glad I came across this piece as it is similar to the GMT Master II, but is also very different. The Pepsi dial has a unique number design and it sits on a larger 42mm case compared to the Rolex's 40mm. It comes on a 316L stainless steel bracelet and features a decent Swiss Wonder quartz. But the best thing about this one is the fact that it has an actual GMT complication. Many other GMT alternatives share the Pepsi bezel and dive watch aesthetics, but the Jack Mason takes it a step further and features a basic GMT function. It does only come with a white dial, but still for around 300 Aussie dollars, this is definitely a good buy. The third on the list is an alternative to the versatile and beloved Rolex Explorer. This one is the cheapest alternative, coming in at only $150, and I'm talking about the Timex Waterloo United. It may not be the most lookalike to the Explorer, but this Timex shares the same sort of intention that Rolex does. Both are small, versatile and simple timepieces that share the Arabic numerals and a black background. There may not be a stainless steel bracelet featured, but the black leather strap attached still can give off that same vibe. It has a 38mm case with a basic quartz movement, but it also has Indiglow, which is a unique Timex feature and is a real compliment getter. The next alternative is a match to the forever classic Rolex Datejust. There are many great ones, but this model I believe takes the crown. I am of course talking about the now popular Tissot Gentleman. For around $600 for the quartz and $1,000 for the automatic, this is the most expensive on the list, but without a doubt the best quality. I have a full review of this piece on my channel where you can see on the top right hand corner, but I'll give you a brief overview anyways. It has a perfectly sized 40mm case which has an awesome powermatic 80 movement and a cool brushed stainless steel bracelet with a lovely sunburst dial. I'll also show you an alternative that has a fluted bezel and Jubilee style bracelet for those who prefer that type of look. I have here the Seiko SGF 204, which is a seriously good looking watch and is very reminiscent of those 80s style two-tone datejusts. With a 35.5mm case, a Seiko quartz and a deadly silver sunburst dial, this is great value for money, coming in at only around 250 to 300 Aussie dollars. Our final alternative is one to the infamous Rolex Daytona. I am comparing it to this Orient Neo, which is an absolute stunner of a chronograph from the Japanese watchmaker. For around $300 to $400, you are getting a cool sporty chronograph which resembles the most iconic Daytona of them all. The panda layout does share the same vibe as the Paul Newman, but it also is quite different. The inner bezel is a unique touch and the overall design has its own flavour. The stainless steel bracelet and pushers, however, are the cherry on top, making it similar to the Daytona. It has a 42mm sized case, an interesting solar quartz movement, and a decent 100 meters of water resistance. You can get it in other colors as well, like this simple black and this bizarre gold, but at the end of the day, they all share the same Daytona vibe for a fraction of the price. Click the videos on the screen right now if you want to see more affordable alternatives to popular Rolex models, and make sure to subscribe if you want more similar content in the future. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up, and hopefully I'll see you in another video.